Hello again everybody, I'm aware it's been some time. I can never seem to upload consistently. I really don't try that hard, honestly. But at least this time I have a bit of an excuse, I think, maybe. I don't know, you can be the judge of that. So a lot of stuff has happened since last time. I went to Cloud Kicks 2, which was awesome. I haven't had that much fun in a very long time. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did remember I said I was going to try and film it there. Didn't really do that, but it's fine. You can search up like Cloud Kicks 2 on YouTube. Like, pretty sure Ethan Turner uploaded the whole battle between USA and Canada. You can search that. It's awesome. It's pretty good. So yeah, that happened. I got B-twist. I got 540 just a few days ago. I did a little combo, like touchdown raise. It wasn't a swing through gainer, it was a pop flash. I'm trying to work on it, making it a swing through gainer, but it's a little hard. So let me break this down. Way back, way before Cloud Kicks, I actually strained my left hip flexor while I was working cart fronts and cart fulls, and a little bit of Grandmaster swipe too. And I never really gave it a chance to rest. So because of that, I just kept training and training and training. Usually the same like trick, like Grandmaster swipe, cart fronts and fulls, and it just got worse and worse. And then B-twist was kind of the nail in the coffin, and then I was doing 540. I got it, but I strained my right groin, like abductor, adductor, I can't remember which is which. Strained that, so that's a little bit sore. So I can't really do a lot. Well, I could, but I don't really want to. I want to recover a little bit, let these muscles and areas just get better, because the hip has been strained for over like 2 months now, like close to 3 now. I just need to give it some rest. So I'm not working anything. Haven't been really training that hard. The most I've been doing is just some supplementary stuff, just trying to make sure I don't forget anything I've learned. The occasional gainer and touchdown raise into a foam pit or a mat. Not really trying to improve much of that, but I don't want to, you know, be more inactive than I already am. So I figured, you know what, I gotta stretch more. I'm trying to get the splits and, I don't know, run through a stretching routine. Besides, I feel if I make a video like this, then it will hold me more accountable to actually achieving the splits, either front or middle splits. That's the goal at least. So let's put a time frame on here. What sounds right? How about May? May, is that a good time frame? Let's say May or April. I think that's a good time frame. You can hop along if you care. I don't know, it might be follow along. I'm just kind of experimenting with ways of structuring these sorts of videos, especially as I get better. Let's just see how it goes. Alright, so here we are. We're just gonna get warmed up with just some kicks, just get the flexors going, maybe some squats too. So I'm just gonna start off with some front kicks. Trying to go as high as I can. I don't really know how much I'm gonna do them for, how many I'm gonna do, or if I'm just gonna go off time. Just something to get the blood flowing. A few more is good before I switch to, I don't know, roundhouse. I don't really have a lot of good space to do roundhouse kicks in here. Alright, I opened up a bit of space here. Let's just work on some round kicks. I'm not too concerned about form. I'm just making sure I properly actually do the kick right now. I could go a little higher, but I don't want to hurt my hips more than they already are. And let's finish off with just a few hook kicks. Don't want to do spinning. Let's just do standard hook kicks. So. I guess filming myself like this is a good idea to know what my kicks actually look like to myself, because I know how they feel. feel right, but feeling isn't the same as actually doing it right. Cheek gainer felt like I was doing it right when I was doing it wrong for the longest time. Feel my hips clicking. Had that issue for ages though. That's pretty good, just to get the blood moving there. That's what I think. At least let's move on to a few more hip strengthening stuff, and then we'll move on to the actual stretching routine that I'm gonna do. It'll hopefully work wonders for me in getting the splits. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so for the next part, I'm just gonna do some static holds and raises with front, side, and back. Hopefully it, because I feel like what my issue is that the left hip, my non-dominant side, is weak, and that's why when I do cartwheels, it's basically like pulling out of the socket. That's kind of what it feels like. That's the best I can describe. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy who's trying to be better at tricking. 10. Let's do 10 on each side, then switch, and then do another 10 on each side. That's what I think is good. I wish I had something to balance. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, let's try this again now with a wall to help stabilize myself. Out to the side, let's try that. Other side. Side again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And other side one more time. これは運がいいわけでも腕がいいわけでもないんだ。じゃあ何が？キックがいいの。I'm literally getting a sweat from this, holy shit. This isn't even as tiring as like other stuff I've done. How am I getting a fucking sweat from this? So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. That's not a way to get the blood moving. Alright, let's move on to the actual stretching part of this, I guess. Alright, so we're on the ground. We're going to move on to the stretching portion of this. I like to usually start off with a butterfly stretch because it's a great barometer for how messed up my hip is. I can usually feel it flare up a little bit, depending on how bad it is, of course. When I do the butterfly stretch, if it's really bad, I don't stretch very hard at all. If it's a little bit bad, I just stretch lightly, and if it's pretty good, I stretch how I would normally stretch for this. It's also great for just making the groin just really relaxed. Alright, so let's get our timer out. I usually like to go for about 2 minutes, just hold it. I mean, move around a little bit, you know, up, down, push it a little bit. Because just staying in one place for a little long time, I don't think it's a great way to stretch, especially when you consider stuff like PNF, loaded mobility. I don't do loaded mobility and I only occasionally do PNF, but even when I'm holding static stretches, I just like to move around a little bit. I don't have to hold it in a position that's painful too long. Alright, so after I'm done with butterflies, I'll usually go on to a glute stretch, so one leg out or cross. I like to cross it a little bit. The other leg is going to go across like this, and I gotta get the timer out again. I hate this one, it's stupid. So from here, I'm just gonna pull the leg across as much as you can. You should feel it right in the glute there. And let's get the time going. I hear this one is really great for swings, but I'm not quite good enough at swings to really vouch for that personally. But I do know when I'm drilling a lot of touchdown raise, or gainers, I find this is an absolute godsend of a stretch to do. Absolutely love it. Alright, switch sides. Alright, that's time. Let's move on. Alright, so I'm done with butterfly, I'm done with glute stretch. Usually what I like to do from here is stretch out the quadricep. So how I personally do it is I'll get like something that's around this height relative, and what I'll do is I will go up to it, I'll put my foot against it so it's just resting like that, resting against the back, and then I will just stand up straight, push my hips out, and I can really feel it. I'm not in the camera all the way, I gotta adjust the camera. As I was saying, yes, I like this because I can feel it just rip down the whole quad just to stretch like this. Very intense. I actually got this one from my physio because I used to have very tight hips and quads. So this was one that was taught to me. So this was a variation of the one that was shown to me where you instead grab the hip, but where you stand up and you grab the ankles, not the hip. You grab the ankle, you know that one? I prefer this one because it's a lot easier to not cheat it, I find, because you know when you do the standing one, you like arch your back way back and just pull the leg back and just, you're not really stretching the quad at that point. I like this one because it's a lot easier for me to just focus on the quad. I don't know if I'm gonna leave this uncut or if I'm gonna like splice this together in like bursts that make a lot more sense. I just know that I'm experiencing, oh my neck, I got a kink in my neck. Oh my god. Yeah, I think for like videos like these, where it's not like training and I'm not trying to be too real, I'm probably just gonna, you know, friendly it up for that YouTube algorithm, you know, censor myself. Just maybe try to be a bit more professional when I can. Other side. Let's go. Whew. So, funny story, I guess I can tell, because there's not a lot going on right now. But about, was it two years ago? I think it was. Over 2 years ago, summer. I worked as a tower guard for a water park that's a little bit away from where I am, not too far, and. So it was a fun job, it was alright, but we had these staff parties, 2 of them. One in the beginning when the park opened for the summer, and one at the end when it was closed. They were fun. So basically what would happen is after the hours for the regular like patrons, customers, the park would close down and it would reopen for all the people who were there, and then we could just go in and have fun on the rides. Technically we were supposed to follow the rules, but nobody was actually enforcing the rules because we're all goofing off and doing stuff that we yell at people for doing because it's dangerous. We were doing it ourselves. It was a lot of fun, but so there's like those like couple of rides where you get some tubes and you go up to the top and it's just like a little like lazy river kind of thing you go down. Very relaxed. I'll probably throw up some pictures of like the kind of rides I'm talking about. But yeah, so because there was no one enforcing rules, people just sprinting up slides all day long. I was running up this particular slide that was like lazy river ones, and it's very slippery, especially when water's coming down. So I fell a few times, banged my knee. I thought, okay, well, I'll finish the story when I move on to another stretch. Alright, so from here I personally like to move on to the hamstring stretch, one at a time, just so I can really just dig right into the hamstring. Feel the stretch as much as I can, and I will do that, get the timer ready. I actually like my socks for this one because I can like sink down a bit more. My feet don't slide on the carpet as much as they do when I'm wearing socks, so let's just put one on. I will get the timer started, and then I will finish my story. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, as I was saying, I was sprinting up the slide. I fell a few times, both knees, but the right knee. Most aggressively I fell on it. I thought it was just bruised at the time, I didn't really think much of it. However, it never really went away. It would still hurt whenever I put like pressure on it, like kneeling down on the knee, or I hit it in some way, or just something like that. And I didn't know why, and it was a big concern for me because, especially with like all the gymnastics and tricking stuff I do, I didn't want to mess up a flip and then land on the knee and just have it burn, because when it was like triggered, it felt like I was kneeling on hot gravel. It fucking hurt so much. I've gone to physio for it. They didn't really know what to do about that, and then I went to my doctor, and she said that it was probably, it's been a while, so I'm kind of just going off the best memory we can, but it might be some kind of like tendinitis or something I've gotten there, like under the kneecap. That probably won't ever go away, which I don't like. I really don't. I wish there was like something I could do. Maybe honestly, surgery is, if that's an option, because it hurts so much when I land on it. But I guess I'm kind of rambling here, but I guess the moral of the story is don't sprint up slides at water parks. There are a reason you can't do that regularly, because there are rules against it for a very good reason. Whew. That's a good stretch. Alright, let's put the sock on the other foot, and then we're gonna switch to the other side. Oh man, that was a good one. I really like that. Alright, let's move on to, probably gonna adjust the camera a little bit. We're gonna move on to the side lunge stretch or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so I can't remember which stretch this is called, but you guys know it. You're just gonna stretch out the hip adductor. I find it stretches really good along there. I'm gonna hold that for about 2 minutes each, just like this. I also find it's a great one for also stretching out the hamstrings too, in a different way. Right, other side. So, I don't know if you guys can hear the song I have playing for my timer, but I pretty much only got it because a friend of mine, I figured out how to like download songs myself and like put them onto my phone for like ringtones and stuff, and a buddy of mine just wanted me as a shit host, really, just wanted me to, you know, put the dumb Krusty Krab dab on there. Like that one. It's like, welcome to the Krusty Krab. We got that hamburger. We got that dab. Want me to put it on there? Was a little bit too excited when I did, but it's a little inside joke. I think it's kind of funny. Whew. Okay. All right. Let's do was it pigeon stretch? Yeah, pigeon stretch. That's actually a fucking great one I missed earlier. All right. So from here we're going to move on to the pigeon stretch. This one I find is really great for both the glute and the hamstring, like hip area. I love this one, especially when I have tight in both. Alright, let's get the timer started. I'm not sure if this is the best position to be filming it in. Yeah, I can just feel it just right back there. It's honestly a little bit frustrating how my videos, the stupid stuff I upload that I spend like 5 minutes on will get more views than like the actual meat and potatoes part of my channel at this point, which is me trying to like actually learn cool stuff. Like the real life DMC. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised in like some cases like that because, you know, gaming is still super popular. The Game Awards came out around that time, so you know, like people probably like wanting to see some Devil May Cry stuff because it won like Action Game of the Year. Rightfully so. But, you know, it's still a little frustrating. Alright, switch sides. It'd just be nice to, you know, have that sort of like name recognition in the same way that other tricking tubers have, like Plan Zero and Rendon and the Marshall Club and all those guys. I just gotta, you know, I mean, once I get bigger, I'll probably use my actual name in my channel. Oh, there we go. But not right now. Alright, let's move on to the meat and potatoes of this, the actual splits. Alright, now we're in the part where I'm going to actually do the front splits. Again, same thing, I just like to hold it for about 2 minutes each side, and then we'll go from there. Let's get the timer going. Ready? Go. Okay. Right there, I had to readjust the camera a little bit. I guess now you can probably see a bit how closer I am to the ground. So yeah, pigeon stretch and front splits is the ones I definitely have to use the pillows for my hip. I mean, yeah, my knee actually. So for here, I like to kind of alternate between leaning forward and feeling the stretch a bit more on my front hamstring, and going up and feeling it a bit more on my hip flexor. I don't want to stretch out the hip flexor too much just because that one's a bit strange, so I'm gonna lean a bit more forward. This is actually not bad at all. This is a lot deeper than I was expecting to be down. Okay. Oh man, that's a hell of a stretch. I love that one. So this is my bad side. Set the timer again. And go. My bad side, I mostly just mean less flexible. And is that time? There we go. Woo-wee. Oh, that felt good. That felt really good. I didn't do PNF, but honestly, I don't think I needed to. I went a little bit deeper than I normally would have gone. I guess that's just what deloading does. Alright, let's set up and prepare for the middle splits. Alright, so we're at the end. All I have left to do is just the middle splits, or box splits, or whatever you want, or just the splits. I don't care what you call them. So, let's get the timer out. I don't know if I'll have to readjust and grab something, just because I find it a bit harder to go like way deep down into these, and I don't want to just like show you my ass the whole time as like I hold on to this and do this split. So we'll see how we do this. We'll see how this goes. So timer here. and I'm going to start it. Okay, let's... Oh man, yeah. This is tough. I actually feel it more in my hips than I do in my hamstrings. Oh, this is tough. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get front splits before I get middle splits. Oh, this sucks. This actually sucks a lot. In fact, you know what? Actually, we're not done after this. I gotta do straddle. Cause I can't. Okay, I gotta get something. We gotta stop this. All right, let's try this again. I got a parallette here to help me. Special one you may recognize just because of this little divot here. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Okay. Yeah, I'm solid, like a little bit less than a foot away from the bottom. That lighting is making it very bad for me. I don't want to adjust it, I just want to finish the stretch. In fact, actually, you know what, I'm going to skip the straddle stretch. I don't gotta do it. Do that another time. So, that's it for the stretches. I feel really good. If you want to follow along, that's great. If not, then whatever. If you wanted to skip this video because it's boring and stretching and not really doing any like cool edits or anything at all, I get that too, but if you did enjoy this, please like. I don't like begging for likes, but honestly, given how YouTube is, it kind of encourages that behavior, even though I find it annoying. But yeah, like and subscribe, because I would like to build, you know, a name or reputation out of this, even if it's not like me being incredible, if it's just me like documenting as much progress as I can. That would be awesome. It'd be really cool. And I don't know when the next video is going to be. Hopefully it's a bit sooner than the break between this one and the last one. It all just depends on how my hips feel and how injuries work and how much I progress, because I don't want to show the same, you know, like 4 tricks over and over again without like any sort of progress being made on them. And yeah, in that case, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.